Okay, today we are looking at some earthworm cocoons with my microscope, and I just want to show you how big this is. So I'm going to move this out of the way real quick here, and you can see the squares. Each of those squares is 5 millimeters by 5 millimeters. So this isn't super hugely magnified, but it's magnified enough that we can see some fun things here. I'm going to get my pointer here, and I'm going to point at a couple of objects that we're looking at. This is an earthworm cocoon that's going to hatch, and it has eggs in it. We don't know how many eggs are in each cocoon, but you know there's 2, 3, 4, 5 eggs in a cocoon. Now right next to it, right here, see, this is an old cocoon that has already hatched, and it looks like maybe right there it's broken open where they came out. They may have come out right over here on the top of the screen where my pointer is. But you can see right here where it's caved in. And once the earthworm cocoon hatches, they get caved in. I probably caved it in when I moved this sample here onto the microscope. And then if you look right here, there's something fun right here. A little white creepy crawly right there. And he's crawling around doing something. I don't even know what kind of a life form he is, but there he is. And of course, this is another cocoon of an earthworm, and there, and there. So I have quite a few of them here today that we're looking at. I have a critter in here today, and I don't know what he is, but I thought I better get him on film. Looks like he has a black head. He looks translucent. He's easy to see. There's more than one critter in here, but I just wanted to capture this one. And he's going under those 2 earthworm eggs. I'm going to try to slide my sample a little bit so we can see where he goes. He's going right underneath of them. So that's pretty fun. And he's probably some kind of a fly larva. That's what I'm guessing. He'll turn into a baby, like something like a fruit fly or whatever. And remember to reference the white square on the right side of the screen. That is 5 millimeters. Each square is 5 by 5 millimeters. So that kind of shows you how big this little guy is. Anyway, that was fun. That little guy was really cruising around. And here's another creature there, but he's moving slowly. We're just going to watch him a minute, see what he does. Black-headed one's coming in the top left hand screen, going under another worm egg. But this other guy, I'm going to point at him so you know what I'm talking about. But he has a brown head, and he moves a lot slower, and he's more segmented. Get my pointer in here. Alright, there's my pointer. So here's his brown head right there. And if you move this the tiniest bit, it moves a lot. It's so little. So there he is. That's the one I'm talking about. And I don't know what these creatures are, but these are good little guys that are here on a piece of tree bark that I placed the worm cocoons on so that we could take a good look at the worm cocoons. So I can see the worm cocoons just fine with the naked eye, but I cannot see these other things crawling around. Now that I know they're there, I feel like I should be able to see them with the naked eye, but I'm really not seeing it. See, he's crawling almost right up on top of the edge of that. right there. So I know where he is. Yeah, I can see him there. So I'm not looking at the screen right now through the microscope. I'm just looking at this with the naked eye, and I can barely see that little thing, that little creature. I don't want to hurt him. I'm just trying to move him. There we go. I don't think I hurt him. So I can see that little guy on top with the naked eye, but there is no way I would know that was a living creature without the microscope. So that is fascinating. But he's some kind of a maggot that will turn into a little tiny fly, like something like a gnat or a fruit fly. There's probably hundreds of species of those little tiny critters, and they're so little we don't hardly see them, and so they're highly ignored in our world. So I'm just going to move this around. What I want to do, and the goal of filming this, is I want to see an earthworm hatch from out of the cocoon. And that is one of the things that I would like to be able to do. So I'm just going to move this over, and we're going to inspect. I have actually seen earthworms come out of their cocoon in my lifetime. So I'm just looking at the edges of these here, trying to see if there's anything going on. They kind of have a green cast to them, a bronze color, a green color, and then they turn to brown. And when these earthworm cocoons turn really brown, that's when they hatch. And when they have the more green color to them, they're newer, and they don't hatch as well. Oh, look at that. Here comes our friend again. He's really cruising around. He's not quite in focus, but I don't want to touch the focus because this is hard to focus. We'll just see what happens. Because my earthworm cocoon is in focus, and I like it. He might crawl right over the top. Let's see what happens. Now it looks like he's going underneath. He might move that earthworm cocoon, which will help us have a different perspective. Looks like he's not moving it at all. He's just cruising right underneath. So that earthworm cocoon must be suspended up above and gave a good channel for our slimy translucent creature. That's a very scientific word. Now there is a group of creatures that live in the soil that are very large, about that size, that are called Incatraids. And Incatraids are they're very important to the soil. We don't study them as much because they're big. They're not as big as an earthworm. They're about the size of baby earthworms, or very young juveniles. And I don't know much about Incatraids. I know that they exist. I know that they are part of the soil ecosystem, and they're important. But I don't think he's an Incatraid. I need to do more research on Incatraids to find out exactly who they are and what they are. But I have a couple more these guys to look at. So there's an earthworm cocoon right there, and there's some other creatures there too as well. Okay, so I am seeing 3 creatures right now. So I'm going to get my pointer out and I'm going to point them out to you. So, okay, there's my pointer. So there's a creature right there, and he's crawling around. And he's probably some type of a microarthropod, because he's got legs, he's running around, he's doing things. And the other one, I can see 4 now. The other one is right there, right in front of my pointer right there. I try to go down so my pointer's focused a little better. I don't want to start crushing things though. Okay, just hit the earthworm cocoon. So there's a creature right there, and I can't identify him. And then there's one right there. that's moving around. Almost look like termites. And then the other one appears to be dead, but he is on right here on the earthworm cocoon itself. So I'm gonna try to touch the cocoon, and I'm gonna try to push him. If he has alive, I don't want to hurt him. I'm just trying to push him. He appears to be dead because his legs are not moving. But those are all the little critters. These are the higher life forms that are living in the soil food web that we're looking at and talking about. Now, in many videos previous to now, I have mentioned bacteria, fungus, protozoa, nematodes, and microarthropods. Now, if there were nematodes in this sample, we could see some nematodes at this magnification. Because some nematode, they would be very small, but we might be able to see them. Very, very tiny looking. And they're usually moving quite a bit. And they eat bacteria, they'll eat about 10,000 bacteria a day. A protozoa will eat about 10,000 bacteria a day. And then these higher life forms that we're seeing in here crawling around, this little round one, right, let me move in here, right there, look at him. I don't know what he is. Oh yeah, look at this boy, he's about to come out right there. I'm gonna get my, I wonder if he came out when my needle went over it. I wonder if I could get him to come out. I could lure him out a little. I don't know. I was trying to... He came up a second ago when my needle was on top of him, so I was trying to put my needle back on top of him. I'd like to get a good look at him. But anyway, these are the guys who do the eating. They're eating whatever. I mean, I don't know what they're eating. They're eating organic matter. They're eating the poop from other creatures in here. They would be eating bacteria, protozoa, nematodes, fungus. They're eating all of this stuff. But I just wanted to get some of these on film today to show you some of the things that we're dealing with. My main goal of filming this was to try to capture an earthworm hatching. Now, I have actually seen earthworms hatch before with the naked eye. I've only seen it twice in my life, and I would like to see, I'd like to be able to show you. And with the microscope, it's fun because we can get a close-up look of that. Oh, I moved that, and that guy, he looks like a spider. Spiders are arthropods. They're macroarthropods. And that guy looks like a spider. I'm wondering if I can get him to come out. I'm going to go in, take my needle in from a different direction. Okay, I'm going to come in right there. Okay, I'm on the base of the microscope stage here, and then I'm gonna come straight up and see if I can get him to come out. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, so he looks like a full-blown spider. He's shy. He doesn't want to come up here. The light is probably bothering him. Some of these little guys are frustrated by light. So he's very small. Let me see. If I could get him to come out. Okay, so right now I'm actually looking at the microscope slide here, the stage of the microscope. I'm not looking at I don't know where he went. Oh, he's underneath. I keep looking away from the screen because I want to see if I can see him with the naked eye. Because this is so fascinating. Oh, where'd he go? I need somebody watching the microscope screen so I know where he goes. I think he went underneath the... Oh, I see his leg. He's underneath the cocoon. There's that big macro aggregate there. Okay, now he's running down there. He's in the corner. Wonder if we can follow him. Okay, and there's another cocoon right there. Okay, just to let you know, I have not seen him with the naked eye yet, even though I'm looking. Okay, so there's those two cocoons. Yeah, I can't see them at all. Of course, it's hard to see. Chasing down these guys. So he's a spider. So he is some type of a microarthropod. I'm gonna say, since I cannot see him, we're calling him micro. How many legs does he have? He's down. He's under there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Did he have 3 legs? And well, it'll be easier to tell. We can pause the video later when I go to edit it. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to focus this at the. I'm gonna try to focus it down. Okay, I'm gonna focus the other way. Too much. This is not my normal microscope that I use. This is a little different bit of a camera. Maybe I'll take a picture of it so I can show you what I'm working with here. Okay, I feel like that's going to be focused right where he is. Now if I can chase him out, that'd be pretty awesome. So now I'm just going to, oh boy, this is hard work here. I need to move that over because he's going to come out. He's going to come out from... Okay. Now where he's coming out looks pretty focused. The earthworm cocoon is not as focused, but I'm hoping to be able to go underneath right there. Oh, there he is. It's working. I chased him out. He's not the most focused little guy, though. See if I can come in right there. Oh, where did he go? I was looking at my needle on the slide. I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. He just went back in. So I'm going to keep moving. I'm watching the microscope now. Meaning the screen. I'm looking at the screen so I can see him. 1, 2, 3. He has 3 legs. Does he have 3 or 4 legs? He might have really short legs. I can see his antennae out there in front of him. That was easy to tell. I think he's sensitive to the light. Okay, anyway, there's some more creepy crawlies right there. Let's look at those guys. So he's a microarthropod of some type, and I don't know what kind. He's not the kind of microarthropod that I'm used to studying. They're more fat. They look more like a tick. Except they're teensy tiny. Let's see if we can focus in on those maggots a little better. Okay, that's about as good as I can get. That's too much. Come back. Okay. Anyway, there we go. We've looked at all the eggs today. The earthworm eggs. And I don't see any earthworms coming out. And I feel like the darker ones are the ones that hatch first. And the lighter green ones are the ones that just got laid. And there's some, the ones that are caved in have already hatched. Those are just the cocoon hulls that are left over. And they have already hatched. There's a maggot by that one. Those two have probably hatched because they're smashed. This one is smashed a little bit, but he's pretty green, so I wonder if he got crushed before they hatched. And I don't know if that would kill him or not. I'm not an expert in all this stuff. I just know how important worms are. And so we're trying to grow them. Now this one looks translucent and transparent on the inside. And it might be that they begin to hatch when they're in that transparent stage. Let me get my sharp needle here. I'm just going to gently move this egg capsule a little bit so that we can look at it a little bit better. Okay. Boy, I feel like I'm barely moving it, and it's moving a lot. Alright, so there's that. I'm going to try to come in. I'm looking at the microscope slide right now, so it's harder to see what's going on. So the earthworms, when you are watching them with the naked eye, you can't see as much. But with this microscope, it's pretty wonderful because we can see that the end of the earthworm capsule has a little tube. It looks like a bottle. And I wonder, and I don't know, but I wonder if the earthworm comes out of that little tube, or if something else happens. Okay, I'm trying to focus in. Okay, I feel like that's focused as good as I can get it right there. I would like to turn him some more, if it's possible, and see. Alright, so I'm moving that one out of the way. And I want to see the top of that. I'd like to see the top of that mouth of that bottle. I'm calling it a bottle because it looks like a bottle or a pot to me. Let's see if I can turn it up here. Anyway, one thing's for sure. There should be a law against doing this because I am having so much fun that I might be in trouble. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, it stands straight up. So I'm going to turn that so we can get it centered in the... Oh my goodness, did anybody see that? I don't even know what happened. But it's like there was something in there and it fell down. Could that have been an egg that was inside? I gotta replay this and watch it and see what just happened. Let me mess with the focus and see what we can do. Okay, so that's going out of focus. Focus back to this other way. Focus, focus, focus. Oh, I think what happened is it was just a glare of light. The light just changed. I think we were just picking up a glare of light because this camera has a light that shines downward on top of it. So this is different than the compound microscope. The compound microscope, you're casting light through the sample. And with this microscope, we are just shining light on it like a flashlight. So nothing was in there that fell down, I don't think. Okay, so I'm just... It looks like that's about as focused as I'm going to get on that little feller. Right there. On the very top of him, I think, is in focus. And when you're working with microscopy, it's interesting because your tops will be in focus and your bottom won't be, because it's so small that everything is, you can't have everything in focus all at once. What about that little critter that's walking around? What is he? He's going on the edge of my sample there. He just went underneath the piece of bark. Okay, well. Okay. I don't see any of these hatching today, If I can catch one hatching, I'm going to try to film it, and we will put that on the film. So I'm going to keep this specimen here. I just cover it with a piece of plastic, and I mist it every day. And these guys should be sprouting or hatching. Hatching would be a better way of saying it. When you move this around, a little does a lot. All right, there we go. Okay, that is focused pretty good on those cocoons. And there's a critter between them, a little white guy. I can't tell what he is, but he's moving around. But that is not a baby earthworm. I do know that. Okay, thanks for watching. And I will bring you more videos of microscopy in the future.